and you're joyful about doing it, time seems to fly by. And he gives a quote by, I believe it was Albert Einstein. He says, "When a man is with a pretty woman, um, time flies, right?" And I would, as I say, hours seem minutes. And when you're on a hot when you're standing on a hot coal, standing on a hot coal with your bare foot, 1 minute seems like the hours. So it's funny because it's relativity, right? So it's basically relative to how we perceive things and how life perceives us. So relativity meaning the more you're able to stay joyful. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? We're back in my daily videos here today, and as I am keeping myself accountable to my videos every single day, kind of slacked off a little bit because honestly it's kind of hard to come up with something to talk about every single day. But today I wanted to just real quick going on my insights of the books that I'm reading, and I'm still reading that current book that I was reading yesterday, The Spiritual Solution to Everything by Dr. Wayne Dyer. And today's topic is basically vibrations, the importance of our energies and how everything is energy. And I've read a number of books about this, and I'm not in a scientist mind yet, but I do believe there are certain times when you go into certain rooms, or you might have a meeting, or you might meet someone, a stranger, and you have this feeling of a presence of a higher energy. You feel energized once you either finish a conversation with the person or while you conversating with the person, because they're bringing a certain amount of energy to that encounter. And whether it be in friendships, relationships, family, co-workers, environments, gym, wherever it is that you go on a daily basis, shopping, your grocery shopping, we all carry our own vibrations and our own energy. And I think there's certain amount of times where I go in certain environments or certain locations where I can feel that the vibrations, and we call them vibes nowadays, right? Millennials, we call them good vibes. Your vibes in that certain atmosphere or area are not are like kind of making you feel down. You feel a certain type of way. We really can't explain it. I don't think we really can explain it, but it's just something you feel. And that kind of got me thinking about what he was stating in the book about how everything is energy, everything is vibrations, and certain emotions that we have really dictate what vibrations we're in. And obviously, his explanation is basically when you have emotions such as fear, anxiety, depression, anger, all these emotions that kind of bring us down, you feel obviously you at the lower vibrations that we can be at. And as we can tell in life, those vibrations are never good. We can ponder on certain things that don't really matter to us. We can dwell on certain things that don't really matter, and we can kind of let it take a toll on us and affect us really, really, really bad. And I've been in those situations. I've been in those emotions. I think we go through them in life as well, but understanding them and being able to dissect them and understanding it as part of it, but not letting it control you, is where I think the happy medium is at. But that being said, on the other hand, how to access those high vibrations is basically the thoughts of happiness, right? Joyfulness, positivity, inspiration, motivation, all these things that we all are kind of seeing nowadays more and more. But as we go get a little bit more, I would say, self-awareness, we understand that when you're in these emotions, you have a higher feeling of energy. You're energized for the day. For me, every morning, I love to be inspired or some type of motivation in my workout. And the workout gets me going, but I'm always listening to something that's gonna give me some type of insight. And part of that could be reading a book. It could be an audiobook. I'm always on YouTube, listening to audiobooks, and it does work. And you carry that around with you, and I'm making my goal to go somewhere where I see somebody that might have lower vibrations or have the sadness or anger, or they might not be where they're at. They might not want to be where they're at right now, and making a point to make their day a little bit brighter. And if I can do that, I think I feel much more fulfilled. And that's small steps, right? Everybody has their own way of doing it, but getting back to the point, the more you can stay in that joyfulness, happiness state, and less of the fearful, depressed states, you have a better chance to see every day as an opportunity, be more grateful, see more beauty. And he does give an example in the book. If you ever thought about it, when you do something that you really love and you really care for, and you're joyful about doing it, time seems to fly by. And he gives a quote by, I believe it was Albert Einstein. He says, "When a man is with a pretty woman, time flies, right? And I would, as I say, hours seem minutes. And when you're standing on a hot coal, standing on a hot coal with your bare foot, 1 minute seems like hours. So it's funny because it's relativity, right? So it's basically relative to how we, perceive things and how life perceives us. So relativity meaning the more you're able to stay joyful, everything else seems to compound, expand, grow. And the more you stay in the opposite vibrations, everything seems to dwell and elongate and just kind of never kind of, you feel like you're on this hamster wheel, as they call it, and life seems to be this long bad movie. And when we stand in joyful scenes and more positivity, even though the outside circumstances might not let us, we have to be able to change that in the sense that it's going to give us, like I said, for me, it's more expansive. I feel more graceful. I feel more abundant. All the things that we want, we become. And for me, the message in this video is, don't overlook the importance of your vibrations, how you feel in your energy. Don't overlook that energy that we kind of always carry inside, and how that our intuition kind of lets us know where we want to be and where we shouldn't be. And sometimes our energy, of course, it starts with how we think, but sometimes it's just what's radiating around you. If it's the energies are not, I would say, in line with you, trust how you feel and trust your energies, and trust that the vibrations that you're bringing into in a scenario is going to elevate those as well. So it doesn't mean you're only going to hang out with individuals that have the same vibrations, but understand that you need to keep your vibrations aligned, keep them up, and if anything, spark better vibrations than others, as opposed to letting them bring down your vibrations. So keep that in mind, and that's today's my message. Stay with your vibrations high, stay in a joyful state, make the best of everything. As these are cliche and cheesy, but make the best of whatever situation we're in right now, and understand that we are our own worst enemies, and everything is temporary. So wherever we are right now, it's not going to be at forever. That's kind of what I always tell myself. And I heard also a couple of also great individuals say the same thing. Wherever you are right now, it's only a temporary situation. So don't dwell on it, and don't let it bring your energy and your creativity and your personality. Don't let it encapsulate you into someone that you're not. So with that being said, I'll see you guys